To many outsiders, the Birmingham neighborhood of Fountain Heights is lost, like a closed and forgotten chapter in a history book. UAB professor Pamela King has reopened the book on Fountain Heights and is retelling its story through historic preservation.
Fountain Heights is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Birmingham, and it was the earliest houses were probably 1880s, 1890s, and the early residents were mostly white and Jewish middle class. Fountain Heights by the 1940s began to transition racially from white to black. Probably the perception was that Fountain Heights was too far gone. There were too many buildings lost. But as I would come up here over the years, I would notice these old Victorian houses, beautiful buildings like this church we're in. And there's still a neighborhood here, but it just had a reputation of being gone.
With a $5,000 grant from Operation New Birmingham, Dr. King is researching 200 buildings in the Fountain Heights community, including churches, homes, and businesses.
And so I have a map of the neighborhood with the boundaries. And so I take that map and I go from building to building to building, and I take a photograph. And I also get an approximate date of construction, mainly by viewing it. Sometimes I want to nail it down a little bit. I have to get approximate date of construction. Then I have to describe each building in architectural detail, what style it is. And most neighborhoods have mainly simple styles, and this one does too, but it also has some styles like this church, which is Renaissance Revival. And then once all of that sort of raw data is done, then I compile a history of the neighborhood as a whole. One other way you date buildings is by the way the windows are.
Macedonia Church was built around 1907. It was in the firing line of violence during the Civil Rights struggle.
This is Renaissance Revival, classical revival architecture, and the way you can tell that is from these capitals, Corinthian-style capitals and other capitals which have very classical revival tones.
Neighborhood Association President Doris Powell welcomes Dr. King's research and is determined for her community to thrive.
Pam has truly been a warrior for all of the urban neighborhoods, whether it's Fountain Heights, Norwood, Smithfield, in terms of promoting and encouraging the residents to seek the historic designation, both on the state level as well as the federal level. We are taking charge. Our goal, my goal, is we're talking about generations and legacy.